Number 8. Carla Walker. Quote, "When I saw her smile, I smiled. I truly loved her." End quote. These words hung heavy in the court as the now 65-year-old Rodney McCoy talked about his former high school sweetheart, cheerleader Carla Walker. The night of February 17, 1974 marked a very special occasion, their school's Valentine's dance. Carla had the perfect powder blue dress. McCoy gave her a floral corsage and the parents waved them off. Little did they know this would be the last time they'd see their daughter alive. After the young couple left the dance, they climbed back into the car and started kissing. Completely unaware of their surroundings, McCoy was confused when he saw the car door open, causing them to fall out. He was hit several times on the head while Carla yelled for the attacker to stop. As the initial shock wore off, he realized that he'd been shot with a gun. The attacker then dragged Carla away as she screamed for her boyfriend to get her dad. 3 days later, Carla's body was discovered near Benbrook Lake. She had been raped, beaten, tortured, and strangled. The medical examiner also determined the killer gave morphine to her. During the initial investigation, the police had multiple suspects in mind. They were even able to obtain DNA samples from the crime scene. In the 1970s, though, there was no adequate technology to use the samples to identify the killer. The murder remained unsolved for 46 years until DNA evidence was sent to Othram Incorporated in September of 2020. Othram's findings from the results led to the identification and arrest of 77-year-old Glenn Samuel McCurley. In August 2021, he was put on trial. McCurley changed his plea to guilty before the jury decided, and he was sentenced to life. Number 7. KAYLEY MANDADI. Giddy with excitement, KAYLEY MANDADI dressed up for the music festival she'd been looking forward to with her boyfriend Mark Howerton. The couple had just started dating and only been together for 5 weeks, but their relationship was rocky with allegations of violence and some unexplained bruises. KAYLEY MANDADI was a Trinity University sophomore getting her degree in communications. She was last seen alive on October 29, 2017 with her boyfriend at the San Antonio Music Festival. Things took a very dark turn while the couple was there. They supposedly got into a heated argument, which came to a quick halt when KAYLEY threatened to end things with Mark. After they calmed down, they decided to take a spontaneous road trip to Houston, which was 2 hours and 52 minutes away. Something strange happened during the drive, ending with KAYLEY MANDADI being rushed to the hospital. In an interview with police, Mark claimed that the couple had consensual but pretty rough sex. He went on to say that KAYLEY had taken some party drugs and wasn't feeling very well. Minutes later, she passed out, so he rushed her to the hospital. This, though, did not align with what KAYLEY's mother saw. Her mom, Allison Steele, said that her face was completely battered. It looked like she had been thrown out of a plane or flung off a cliff. MANDADI was declared brain dead later in the night and taken off of life support. The injuries led investigators to call it a case of murder. According to the medical examiner, she was killed from blunt force trauma to the face and head. On February 28, 2018, Mark was arrested and charged with sexual assault, murder, and kidnapping. The investigation was complicated since there were no witnesses. The trial started in December of 2019. Prosecutors created an image of Mark killing KAYLEY in a jealous, angry rage. However, on the other hand, the defense team brought in a doctor to testify in Mark's favor. According to the doctor, he looked at the autopsy report and didn't agree with the findings that KAYLEY was assaulted. He couldn't find any proof that Mark Howerton was blamed for KAYLEY's death. As a result, the jury could not come to a decision after 10 hours of deliberation, and the judge was forced to declare a mistrial. Do you think Mark was guilty? Let us know in the comments down below, and be sure to subscribe if you're enjoying the video so far. Number 6. BREANA ROUHSELANG. BREANA, a 17-year-old cheerleader and expectant mother, was brutally killed by her classmate and baby daddy Aaron Trejo in Mishawaka, Indiana. On December 8, 2018 at around 11 p.m., BREANA, 6 months pregnant at the time, told her mom Melissa that she would meet Aaron in an alley behind their house. While the teens were still outside, Melissa fell asleep. She woke up at 1 a.m. to find her daughter had still not returned. Fear began to creep in as she drove a couple of blocks over to Aaron's home. He stated that he had not seen Breanna since she had failed to show up. Around 4 a.m. on December 9th, Melissa contacted the St. Joseph County Police Department. The authorities were quick to respond. They approached Aaron, who stuck with his story. Meanwhile, a few officers looked at the alley Breanna was supposed to be at. There, they discovered a bloody hat. The blood trail led them to a dumpster on Battelle Street, where her body was found hidden under a trash bag. An autopsy showed Breanna had been stabbed multiple times and suffocated. The county police arrested Aaron, who said that they were supposed to meet in the alley. He sent her a text when she didn't show up for a while. The officers told Aaron there was physical evidence that didn't match up with his story. Sensing they were onto something, they asked if the two fought that night, and Aaron said yes. He was angry that Breanna had not told him about her pregnancy until it was too late to do anything about it, and he confessed to killing Breanna and their unborn child. When they met up that fateful night, he stabbed her in the heart. After this confession, Aaron was charged with 1 count of adult murder and 1 count of feticide. On January 7th, 2020, Aaron was found guilty on all charges. Number 5. Kirsten Costas. Kirsten Costas was a popular sophomore studying at Miramonte High School in 1984. The 15-year-old was a cheerleader and part of the Bobolinka's civic group, known as the Bobbies. Her friends describe her as witty, outgoing, confident, and sarcastic. Bernadette Prati, on the other hand, was jealous of Kirsten. She, unlike her classmate, came from a poor home. The Pratises couldn't afford the Costas family lifestyle, which was exactly what Bernadette wanted. She aspired to be like Kirsten, who was attractive and well-liked by her peers. Bernadette also pined for Kirsten, who wanted nothing to do with her. Prati soon devised a strategy to win over Kirsten by the end of 1984. She called Kirsten's mom to tell her that there was a dinner for new Bobbies planned for the following Saturday. She said she would pick up Kirsten for the dinner at around 8:30 p.m. Kirsten was disappointed to see Bernadette come to get her, but she was furious when she found out the invitation was fake. An argument between the two girls ensued, causing Bernadette to break out in tears while Kirsten went back home angry. Bernadette followed her home and stabbed her with an 18-inch or 45-centimeter blade. Kirsten, badly hurt, knocked on a neighbor's door. The neighbor held the bleeding girl in his arms and yelled for his son to dial 911. As police secured the scene, Kirsten was taken to the hospital. She was pronounced dead at 11 p.m. on Saturday, June 23, 1984. One of the stab wounds had hit her in the heart's main artery. Authorities interviewed several students to find the murderer, including Bernadette. Bernadette was interviewed for the second time on December 9, 1984. The investigators were confident they had found their assailant. She wrote her parents a letter where she admitted to killing Kirsten. The Pratises, after reading the note, drove her to the police station where her confession was taped. Despite the weight of her crime, Bernadette was only sentenced to 9 years in prison. Number 4. Emma Walker. You're never safe, not even in your room. A Central High School cheerleader named Emma Walker went to sleep in her family's Tennessee home. Her mother, Jill Walker, went in to check on her when she didn't wake up the next day and discovered Emma's dead body. Her untimely death seemed to be a mystery at first. Authorities eventually found a bullet hole in her wall, suggesting she was killed during her sleep. Mark Walker, her father, said he had heard a loud noise on November 21, 2016, the same night that she had died. He said it sounded like there was someone who had opened and slammed a door. Emma was vibrant and outgoing, and she quickly caught the eye of Riley Gall. Even though she was 2 years Emma's senior and already had a girlfriend, Emma and Gall dated for 2 years on and off. After Emma found Gall with other girls, she ended their relationship for good. Walker received troubling text messages the Friday before Thanksgiving, saying Gall had been kidnapped. Gall called her while shrieking for help, so she dashed out of the house and found him standing there, casually, just fine and dandy. Emma was seen pleading with him just to leave her alone. He claimed 2 men had abducted him, but Emma suspected Gall of making it up. Emma was startled the following day when she saw a man dressed in all black. This person approached the front door of her house and attempted to enter. She was terrified, so she asked Riley for help. He rushed to her side and searched the house, but the figure was nowhere to be found. Gall told investigators that he spoke to Emma on the phone just hours before she was shot. He once again tried to patch things up, only to be rejected. He told investigators that he spent the rest of the evening crying in the parking lot of his college dorm. On the other hand, friends and family remembered Gall's possessive and threatening tendencies towards Walker. Investigators had their doubts after a neighbor told detectives she thought Gall could have been the man in black. Gall's friends, Alex and Noah, contacted the sheriff after Gall confessed that he had to get rid of his grandfather's gun. Noah and Alex agreed to get wired so they could catch Gall while he was disposing of the weapon, allowing investigators to move in at the correct time and get the gun. The plan went smoothly. Gall claimed in court that he didn't mean to kill Emma when he fired the fatal shots, and that he thought they would only scare her. No one believed him, and he was found guilty of first-degree murder. Number 3, Wanda Holloway, aka POMPOM Mom. News of a Channelview mother being arrested for hiring a hitman in an attempt to get her daughter a position on a cheerleading squad left a Houston community dumbfounded on January 31st, 1991. Wanda Holloway was accused of trying to hire an assassin to murder the mother of her daughter's cheerleading rival. Verna Heath, Amber Heath's mother, was the original target. Amber had been a member of the Alice Johnson Junior High School cheerleading squad and was pretty good. Holloway believed that if Amber's mother was murdered, she would be too sad to try out for cheerleader, making it much easier for Holloway's daughter, Shayna, to make the squad and shine. Holloway tried to organize the hitman deal with her former brother-in-law, Terry Harper, but Harper quickly told the sheriff's department. When Harper and Holloway met to close the deal at the Pasadena motel, their discussion was recorded. She was later criminally charged with solicitation of a capital murder. Holloway was dubbed the, quote, "Pom-Pom Mom" after the case gained national media attention. Number 2, Brooke Skylar Richardson. Brooke Skylar Richardson, a former high school cheerleader, almost faced spending the rest of her life in prison. The now 21-year-old Ohio woman was exonerated of murder charges against her own newborn baby. Skylar, who had an eating disorder, found out she was pregnant from her OBGYN and kept it a secret from everyone. Then, on May 7, 2017, just under 48 hours after her high school prom, she gave birth to the child at home, alone, still keeping her pregnancy a secret. She went to her OBGYN in July 2017 and told the doctors her baby was stillborn and that she had buried the body in her family's backyard. The doctors alerted state officials immediately, and Richardson, who was 18 at the time, was questioned by police without the help of a lawyer. She faced multiple charges, including aggravated murder, which holds a mandatory life sentence in her state. Skylar's lawyer, H. Rittigers, was approached by prosecutors in July 2019 with an offer of a plea deal, but it would still send Richardson to a correctional facility. But Warren County Judge Donald Oda released her after just 14 months. Richardson teared up during a brief statement in the court and said she was sorry for everything and felt guilty for all the pain that she had put people through. She continued by saying she would be sticking to mental health treatment and felt remorse for her actions at the time. At the end of the hearing, Judge Oda talked directly to Skylar and said that nothing in her behavior made Oda think that she would ever commit a crime like this again. Number 1, Tristan Bailey. The gruesome murder of young Tristan shook the state of Florida. Her body was found near a pond in her neighborhood, stabbed an alarming 114 times in the Durbin Crossing subdivision. The sheriff's office arrested Aiden Fucci a day after the 13-year-old cheerleader was discovered. He had grown up in the same neighborhood and attended the same school as Tristan. Fucci went viral after he uploaded a selfie in a police car with the caption, quote, "Hey guys, has anyone seen Tristan lately? ? End quote, showcasing just how smart he is. The police searched his room where they found bloody clothes and sneakers and a notepad with disturbing pictures. Some drawings even had satanic elements. Another illustration showed a naked woman with red X's over her genitals. Aiden's girlfriend told police the boy often chatted about murder. When he wasn't at school, he even carried a knife. According to the girl, Aiden had talked about killing someone for a month before Tristan's death. Fucci was initially charged with second-degree murder in the death of Bailey, but State Attorney R.J. Lariza announced that the charge against Fucci had been revised to first-degree murder. Fuji has entered the not guilty plea and is being held without bail, awaiting his trial. Thanks for watching. Which of these incidents did you find the most horrifying? Did you know of any others? Let us know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed it, be sure to hit subscribe for more. See you next time on the Bad Badger.